Hello guys and welcome to today's tropical update. And as you guys can see, this definitely has grown in concern overnight. Um, as I will show you guys, a lot of these models have this turning into a hurricane, and most of them do affect Mexico in the 3 to 5 day time range. So we will look at that in a little bit. But right now, we're on the National Hurricane Center page right now, and this was designated Invest 92E today. It is disorganized showers and thunderstorms within a few hundred miles of the southern coast of Mexico, or are associated with a broad area of low pressure located just to the southwest of the Gulf of Tepic. I probably said that wrong. I'm not Spanish. Um, I don't really know how to pronounce that. Please forgive me. Anyways, environmental conditions are expected to be conducive for gradual development of this system during the next several days, and a tropical depression is likely to form by this weekend while the system moves slowly west-northwest to northwestward near or just offshore the southern coast of Mexico. Formation chances within 48 hours is 50%, and the formations within 5 days is 90%. Once again, this has been designated Invest 92E. The location is 12.8 north, 96.9 west, and the maximum sustained winds are at 25 knots or 35, or not 35, but 30 miles an hour for those that like to use miles per hour instead of knots. Minimal central pressure is at 1,011 millibars. Environmental pressure is NA, radius of circulation, NA, radius of maximum wind, 50 nautical miles. And we're going to take a look at the radar here. And as you can see, it's getting there. It's starting to organize a bit, and as you can see, there's some very deep uh, pocket of thunderstorms here that is trying to get together around this area under 14 north. So that's probably the area that we're going to be paying attention to for any consolidation of a system going forward. As for right now, it's disorganized, but it's trying to consolidate into something more. Okay, here is the intent, not the intensity guidance, but the track guidance. And as you can see, there's only really 3 models that take it. Not into Mexico. Every other model takes this into Mexico within 3 to 4 days. So people in Mexico need to really pay attention to what's going on here, because the situation as it is right now, it's probably going to make landfall somewhere in Mexico within the next 3 or 4 days. All right, so here's the GEFS tracks and minimal MSLP, and as you can see, it does have a hurricane here for the average mean here. So this does have a good chance of becoming a hurricane, and I'll show you on operational models. And some of these get it pretty strong. It's about 970 to 960 millibars. So this can be close anywhere from a category 1 to a category 3, at least according to the GEFS. So a lot of paying attention needs to be going on here in short term. Here is the GEPS track at minimal MSLP, and as you can see, it's not as enthusiastic with it as the GEFS is, but it does take it down to tropical storm status, which once again, if this does get named, it would be named Rick. Rick. Just Rick, not Rick. uh, well, we all make mistakes. Anyways, here we go. Some of these only get down to 1,000 to just below 990 to here. So, like I said, the GEPS is not very enthusiastic with it as the GEFS. All right, so here we go. We're going to take a look at the operational models now. And this is the GEF, or not GEFS, but the GFS. If I can, stop making mistakes now, that would be nice. Anyways, here we go. 24 hours out, 1,004 millibars. and the shear is only 15 knots, so that's it's kind of iffy for development. But as you can see, it's still developing. The relative humidity is 96%, so the moisture in the atmosphere is definitely there for something to develop. 48 hours, we're at 991. This is a pretty decent tropical storm here, borderline hurricane. And now we're looking at a shear of only 10 knots, which is definitely favorable for development, and 94% relative humidity going forward. 72 hours is pretty much nearing landfall here. This is a 976, which is a it's a strong category 2 trying to make it to a category 3, and some for some reason I cannot check the soundings here, so I guess we're gonna have to skip that out. So 78 hours, and then at 84 hours it's practically gone out of existence. We're gonna look at day 5 anyways, and maybe something might try to go here unless that's a random low pressure area. But besides that, it's gonna make landfall here in the next 3 or 4 days. All right, so here is the ECMWF, or the European, and there's 24 hours, 1,009 millibars, 48 hours, 1,005 millibars, 1,002 millibars at 72 hours, 996 at 96 hours, which is a pretty moderate tropical storm, and then it makes landfall at 1,001 millibars at day 5, and that is what the euro is showing. All right, so usually, like I said, I usually only show the ECMWF and the GFS models, but today we're going to be taking a look at the CMC and the icon models, because these two show a completely different scenario. It still forms something, but it doesn't show what the GFS and the European shows. So let's go out through time. There's 24 hours, and as you can see, there's our system right there. 48 hours, it's consolidating a little bit. 2006, that's probably a tropical depression at this point. 72 hours, 1,001 millibars, which is tropical storm status. 96 uh, and 120. So, as you guys can see, the CMC, or the Canadian model, shows it not affecting land at all. I mean, sure, you might get some outer rain bands in Mexico from it, but it doesn't make landfall. And this is what we hope will happen. I don't know if it's going to happen, but this is something that we hope will happen. So that's what the CMC Canadian model is showing. Now we're going to take a look at the icon. And as you can see, 24 hours out, it's starting to consolidate here, 1,009 millibars. 48 hours. It's a weak tropical storm, 1,005 millibars. Well, it's still a weak tropical storm, 1,004 millibars at 72 hours. 96. It's not really doing much with it. Like I said, the CMC and the icon showed two totally different scenarios with this system here. 1,994. As I said, this one doesn't make landfall either. So that is the main difference between the GFS and the ECMWF versus the CMC and the icon, is that CMC and icon do not make landfall whatsoever. So with that being said, I want to take a look at the surface winds here for you guys before we get out of here. As you can see, there is some can't really see it too well, but I do see some reds in there, so that's indicative of 52 to like 64 knots, which obviously a 976 is stronger than that. which I think it should be in the purples, which I think there is some purples in there, just kind of hiding there between the low pressure area and all those isobars that are tightly clustered around. So, and then a 976 is a solid category too. So we're gonna see what CMC says real quick, and we're getting some oranges in there and some darker colors. So we're looking anywhere from 46 to maybe 54 or 55 knots, according to that. And finally, the icon, which is showing some brighter colors here, which is indicative of 46 to 52 knots. And if you want my personal opinion, I do believe we will get Rick out of this. I I just think at this point that is a feasible scenario at this point. Rather, we don't know exactly how strong it's going to get. It could be anywhere from a moderate to strong tropical storm to a Cat 2 borderline Cat 3 if the GFS gets its way. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. I will be back again with another update tomorrow. And I would just want to thank you guys so much for watching these videos. I appreciate every single one of you. Anyways, thank you and have a nice day.